What's going on, guys? Solo Dungeoneer here. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Order of Eventide. It is a 1 to 4 player TTRPG created by Tidebreaker Games. I found this book by accident. I don't even remember. But either way, I'm glad I did. If you guys love this kind of niche stuff, then this is a highly recommended book to go grab. They put a lot of work into this and it is insane. You could play one by yourself with up to 4 characters. You could play it by yourself with 1 character. You could play 2 people with 2 characters, or 2 people with 1 character each. Or you could play up to 4 people with 1 character each. There are many ways to play this game. I love the artwork. We're gonna kind of generally go over this. I don't know if I'll get everything, but I'm gonna try to explain as much as I can so you guys can make the decision if this is something you want to add to your bookshelf. I do have some sheets here for player character sheets. That's all you need, and a map for when you enter different dungeons, because the game cycle of how you play, let me give you this real quick, of how you play. You are going to create your character. You're going to go to Kara's Vale. You're going to choose a region. You're going to find a dungeon. You're going to explore that dungeon. You're going to kill the master behemoth in that dungeon. And then you're going to return and repeat until you are leveled up enough for you or your team to go to the region of Oma, and I'll explain that in a little bit more detail, to take on the source of the evil, to rid Valeria of its scourge of darkness. That is pretty much the gameplay. If you can get that far, you win the game. We'll say, side note, you do not have to kill the master of behemoth every time you enter the dungeon. You can go into the dungeon, do a little searching, return to Karazvel, do whatever at Karazvel, prepare for the next dungeon, and go out and do it again until you're ready to take on the master behemoth. All right, so I think the best way to do this is we're going to kind of start right here at the beginning, over here at the glossary, or I should say the table of contents. All right, because they have it pretty much broken down in here. And as I'm talking, I will put the character sheets up over here on my right over there so you guys can take a look at them as I'm kind of going through this stuff. All right, so how the book is broken down. In the center, you have pretty much all of your tables, your maps, and everything that you need to play the game. Toward the middle of the book, you have everything, including also your behemoths, your master behemoths, your character creation, who you're going to be, your class, and weapons, and everything is built toward the middle of the book. And everything on the outsides of the book are going to be pretty much your gameplay, your rules, and stuff like that. On the back of it, you got your, obviously, you're going to have copies of things that you're going to need to play, which you can take a copy. I'll also leave a link in the description where you guys can print some of this stuff out as well. And then in the very back, if you have, besides your glossary, it kind of explains it does explain how to use each of the sheets, how to use your hero sheets, and then a glossary with different words or meanings, or if you're not sure what it means, or what something means, that's in the back. This game is geared to where everything will tell you where to go, what page, as you play the game. And let's just point out real quick at some of the artwork that's in this game, or in this book, is freaking awesome. I love it. I don't know if the camera can focus in on some of that right there, but I love the artwork. That's another thing that kind of that's another thing that popped out in my head and my eyeballs. But I know this probably camera doesn't do it justice, but I love the artwork. I love the layout of the book. It is freaking phenomenal. So let's start from the beginning here. Let's go over hero creation. So it start out with, you're going to come up with your hero name just like normal, pretty much anybody who's done solo TTRPGs, or any RPGs for that matter. And then you're going to go here, and then you're going to pick a race. And races are, like I said, toward the middle here. Races, let me see, have it tells you here. To keep track of your heroes, you can use hero sheets, the back of this book, page 230 to 235 for download full page variation. Okay, even got the link right there. How to use the hero sheet on page 226 or 227. There you go. Or you can have pre-made hero sheets in the page, or you can have pre-made hero sheets to download as well. So you have the different races, which are human, dwarf, elf, gnome. I won't go through all of them. But all your races, and then once you pick a race, you're going to pick a class. You have different tiers of classes. So as you level up, you will get different classes to switch into. So tier 1, fighter, hunter, mage, adventurer, then tier 2, and then tier 3. And I think those will level up as you go. And then you'll get to pick those different classes. Here we go. Classes are divided into 3 tiers. Heroes begin the game as an initiate class and can spend essence with the Order Master to unlock their higher tiers. There you go. Once a hero unlocks a new tier, all its classes are available to that hero. While at Kara's Vale, which is where you start, heroes may freely switch between any of their unlocked classes at any tier. Heroes may take on one class at a time. There we go. So once you pick your race, let's just pick one first. So let's go to page 177 for heroes, and here we go. Race. So we'll use humans, for example. Humans have an attack health of 5, an attack of +0, and a defense of +0. We have fate. We have racial abilities. We have free actions as Surge, which, by the way, we'll start here. Surge is a wonderful thing. It is something that also kind of caught my eye about the game. Surges are, if you roll a natural 6, regardless if you're a defense or attack, if you roll a natural 6, you get a Surge. Even if there's a modifier with the roll that you did, if you rolled a 6, even if there's modifiers to that roll, it doesn't matter. You get surcharges. You can use those surcharges for abilities. For example, human has what's called fate. For a free action, spend 1 surcharge to dictate the result of one of your dice. Usable on alter, attack, defense, and check rolls. If used on attack or defense, fate does not generate a surge. It doesn't take a free action if used outside of combat. That is an ability, and that's just one ability for human. Let's look at elf. Elf has a health of 4, attack +0, and a defense of +1. It has drain, racial ability. You get for 1 free action, spend 1 surcharge to inflict an enemy with drain. When an enemy is drained, when an enemy with drain is killed, restore all weapon charges for the weapon that killed it. And there's some flavor text. And another thing that kind of what kind of popped out of my mind also about the game is the RPG. I'm gonna kind of jump back and forth a little bit here. The RPG element of this game is not just, hey, here's the rules, here's everything you need, and it's set in stone. No, the RPG element, whether you play solo or even by yourself, and I'm even thinking you can have this kind of, excuse my pardon if I say it, Dungeons and Dragons element where you as a game master can kind of use this book and have that, what they call free, what was it called? It is called free play, free rule, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to make sure I called it the right word here. Let's see, what was it? It was other ways to play 199. Here we go. Where was it at? I'm trying to figure out the exact wording of this here. 26. The role play rule. Use the role play rule to perform a unique action that isn't outlined in the rules. Purpose a thematic action to parlay. So basically, there's a rule here for the role play rule where if you're playing out a scenario, you can use this rule to where you can add modifiers of no more than +1 or -1. But it gives you the ability to role play a little bit more in this game instead of just use the tables. Here's the numbers. Here's the dungeon. You can roll with it. So that's another aspect of it. Also, too, it is a great way to this game. I can't find it in the book. I've been looking for it, but basically it allows other people. Let's say you're playing as a group, whether it's 2 people or 4 people. You assign tasks or roles to them. I can't think of the name, but basically it kind of speeds up the process of the gameplay as well. You assign somebody who does the rolling of the dice, or I should say not rolling other dice, but somebody who's in charge of drawing the map out, somebody who's in charge of writing down the names of the monsters or something like that. It adds more than just somebody waiting on their turn to do something. So it's an active, this game is a very active involvement, even if it's not your turn to play while you're playing the game, whether it's the role play, whether it's to do something that's assigned to you to keep the game going. There's an element to this game that makes it a little bit of the D&D side as a group or even as a solo player. So that's the other thing that is really freaking awesome. All right. So, surges, creating. There are, let's see, once you find your race, your class, your abilities, your weapons. Let's go weapons. I like weapon stuff here. Here's the thing cool about weapons. It doesn't give you a specific weapon type or name. It just gives you a type. So whether you can you can have more than one weapon on you. You can switch weapons as a free turn, or you could switch weapons at a combat, but it gives you just the general idea of what the weapon can do. So, for example, if you just wanted a two-handed weapon, you get the +2 attack. You can name the weapon, whether it's a great sword, a broadsword, name it whatever you want, but general thematic is up to you, how you want to play, what you want it to look like, but it has just the basics, and you come up with a name and everything. What else we got in here? So that's weapons in a nutshell. You have shields, weapons, dungeons. So what you do is the first thing you do is once you have your character created, your weapons, your starting equipment, and all that, you've got your characters. The first thing you're gonna do is find a dungeon. So what you're gonna do for finding a dungeon is you're going to figure out a region. And let's just go to the very first one. These regions are made up by level. So if you're level 1, you're going to start out in Northern Grasslands level 1. Then they have level 2 to 3 and so forth. You have Sindessa is level 1. And then everything you need for Sindessa level 1 is right here. The tables and the maps are all right there for level 1. Once you're level 2 to 3, you have Mantora all the way up to 10 plus. Once you get to 10 plus, you go to Alma. Alma is where you find the main bad guy in the game, the evil in the game. Once you defeat him, you beat the game. And this game has a lot of replayability. So, what you'll do is, let's just say we'll start at Sindessa. You will find the lore, roll a d6. Excuse me, roll a d6, and 1 through 6, you'll find where your lore is located, or what lore it is, or what's the name of the dungeon. Lore and location. So we're in Sindessa. Let's just roll here. We get a 5. So we're going to be in Burned. Everything here is blackened and a crisp. The arcid smell of burned flesh and fur stings your nostril. Location 6. Halls. Pushing past a pair of gray wooden doors, you enter the halls. Each room is enormous, staggeringly tall. The stone pillars ascend nearby to the sky. So it gives you a thematic feel for the dungeon that you're going to enter. Once you get into the dungeon, and we'll show the map. And if I'm missing anything, please throw it in the comments for anybody who else has played this game. I'm trying to cover it as much as I can without making the video too long. So the region, the dungeon name, the party, there's altars, the behemoth if you find him, the master behemoth if you defeat him, and any notes. And you'll start here in the center. You'll roll for the map. You'll roll a 2d6 for what room you're going to be entering, what kind of room it is, and read from there. And if it's a search, it's a combat, any type peril, an altar, a combat forsaken, peril and altars. And peril and altars are, off the top of my head, have different events. There are different things that you can do in those rooms. Encounter peril obviously is something is bad, and it will tell you where or what and when or where to go for what peril it is. For example, number 6, this is encounter a peril from perils table, page 78. You'll roll on that and figure out what the peril is. Then optionally interact with the altar and roll on the altar table, page 78 as well, if you want to. But let's just say we did go to page 78. There's the altar D6. Whether it's a treasure, an ambush, glory, respite, peril, behemoth, encounter one enemy from the behemoth table, or the master behemoth. So 7 plus. Yeah, and that's how you do the dungeons. Now, coming out of the dungeons, you can come either you defeat the dungeon or the master behemoth. You fight the master behemoth. A portal opens up. You go back into town and start all over. Or if you decide not to go and fight the master behemoth, let's just say you're weak or you're wounded or you don't think guys can defeat it, so you or your party leave and go backtrack the way you came out the dungeon. And leave that way. And there's rules to that. I don't know off the top of my head. There's rules for when you fleeing and going out. If I'm not mistaken, if there's things or creatures or forsaken, they get a free attack on you as you're leaving the room. And there might be some more to that. And then that's pretty much the dungeons. All right, moving on. We have, once you get back to town, you can also join mage or guilds. Each guild has different perks, has different abilities, and you can go through and read those. You can register for the guild, and there's like 5 or 6 different guilds in the game that you can join, and each one has perks. Also, while you're in town, you have these are different classes, adventurers, and each of these have different abilities and stuff in there as well. And then when you're in town, let me go back to the town here. Where is it at? Let me find the town real quick. Or when you go back, there we go. Town ledgers, Kara's Vale. So when you're in Kara's Vale, you have the ability to go to different stores, whether it's the guild master, the fighters guild, the hunters. Oh, that's just the different guilds. Okay, the mages guild and the merchants guild. Those are the different guilds and on what pages you can go on. You can go to Order Master Tutorial for Essence, and you'll get Luna Shards and Essence. And I haven't gone too much into those, but those are things that you can use to level up and invest. There's a blacksmith in here as well. There's a tinker for the gears, explosive contraptions. What else do we got here? We have the blacksmith for, you can invest 30 gold to rebuild blacksmith, corrosion, basic forge, and workshop. So you can level up certain areas at the town to help you along your way. Like, for example, reforged weapons, Sindasa, 12 gold. We roll a weapon skill using Sindasa's skills on page 79. What else is here? Merchants, you can buy things. There's an innkeeper. Tavern. There's a game you can play in the game called Tavern Toss. Pay 2 gold to enter in a dice game. You may now bet any amount of glowstone up to a maximum of 10 gold after putting your bet in, roll 2d6. So there's some gambling involved. You could do that. Rumors. So there's a lot of things to do in the town besides just jumping in, going to a dungeon, fighting, and coming back. There's stuff to do outside of dungeons as well. So that's an awesome aspect of this game. And the surge mechanic, that's the word I've been looking for. The surge mechanic in this game is freaking awesome. Let's see if I'm skipping anything else here. Let's just go back to here. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything here. So we have rule book, which is on there, game book, how to get into the dungeons, what to do into the dungeons, levels of dungeons, and map introduction, heroes manual, hero creation, hero dungeon handbook, game book, master. There you go. Those, I think that's the general I should say. That's the general portion of what you can do in this game, Order of Eventide. I definitely am looking forward to playing this. I'm definitely looking forward to doing some character creation. And the great part is when you go into a dungeon, right? Here's a side note too. When you're going into a dungeon, you're not doing a lot of flipping of the book, like back and forth with different tables. Like for Sindessa, right? Once you find the lore and location, right? And you're in the dungeon, you're pretty much right there with everything that you need in the dungeon. You got your dungeon maps. You can make if you had like if you wanted to make a little master DM screen so you didn't have to look at the book, you have it all right here. You might have to go to a couple other pages, but other than that, everything you need for the dungeon is within 2, 3, 4 pages at most. And then when you get out of the dungeon, you go back into the front page and everything is built right here in the center of the book. So you're not spending a lot of time finding different tables in the front or in the back or that. It's all right here. It's all in the center. And so that's another aspect that is great. And it makes playing easier. It makes keeping the thematics of the game, whether you're playing as a group or solo, easier. There's not too much management when it comes to paper. You're not having 20 different pages of different things. It's, a couple of pages. Like I plan on doing two people instead of 4 group, and there's modifiers for playing solo or playing with a 4. So it's basically multiples of 4. Let me put it this. I'll just explain it here. Okay, so role play rule, solo hero. So if you wanted to play by yourself with a single hero, all you do is multiply the starting health of your character or of your chosen race by 5. And when you level up, you increase your health by 4. Your hero has 4 turns per round of combat, and when a peril deals direct damage, check 4 times and take the damage for all failures. So it's basically modified as if you have 4 heroes. Whether you're adding those 4 heroes' health to your solo hero, or whether you're fighting multiple bad guys, you get 4 attacks. So it supplements the stuff. If you didn't want to manage 4 characters, if you just want to manage 1, it supplements those 4 characters into 1. If you have a hero party of 2, then you multiply health by 2, you level up by 2, and each hero gets 2 attacks. If you have a hero party of 5 or more, to play with 5 or more heroes in a single party, try the following for each additional hero beyond the standard of 4. Add 1d6 Forsaken for each start of the Forsaken combat per additional hero. Add 1d6 plus 4 Horde at the start of each Horde combat per additional hero. Give Behemoths plus 4 health, plus 1 attack per round per additional hero. So this game, and I'm reading that for the first time, actually has the ability to play 4 plus or 5 plus heroes. Didn't even know that. Yeah. If you want a great solo TTRPG or group TTRPG, check out Order of Eventide. I hope this guide slash overview was very helpful for you guys. I am very excited to play this game, and I hope I didn't have the video too long. Okay, it's a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's all right. I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care. God bless. Peace.